Friends, hello everyone. After the United States and Israel carried out a precise strike on Iran called Let the Leaders Go First, Iran's religious leader and real boss, Khamenei, and more than 40 top officials in the current government all died together. On the Chinese Communist Party side, besides saying a few angry words like not allowed and not acceptable, many people noticed one strange detail. On February 28th, the official account called Xi Jinping Studio, under the People's Liberation Army Daily, put out a comment with the title, "The Chinese people must always stay clear-headed and think about danger in times of peace." The whole article talks about the country, the people, the Chinese nation, and Chinese sons and daughters. Everything is there. But the one word that almost never disappears in Chinese Communist Party propaganda, the party, was wiped away like someone erased it on purpose. It is gone without a trace. It is clear that for a highly political mouthpiece account like Xi Jinping, this cannot be a simple writing mistake. What's more, the tone of this comment is very strong. It keeps reminding people, peace never falls from the sky, and war will not stay away just because we pray. If we let our guard down even once, it could bring losses to the country and the people that cannot be fixed. The question is, why, at the exact moment when they most need to stress, the party controls the guns? Does the mouthpiece hide the party and push the people to the front instead? Behind this, it is probably not a change in writing style. It is a more open and real political instinct. When the outside world's "let the leaders go first" becomes more and more precise, some governments' first thought is to make the people stand in front and take the hit, while they try to hide inside the huge ocean of the people. On February 28th, the United States and Israel joined hands and carried out a huge airstrike on Iran called Epic Anger. Iran's capital, Tehran, and many other important cities were hit. The man who had ruled Iran for 36 years, Khamenei, the defense minister, and more than 40 top officials died right there. US President Trump later said not only was Khamenei killed, but the second and third top leaders who had already been chosen to take his place were also killed. After the news came out, pictures in the media and on social media showed huge crowds of Iranian people going out on the streets, singing and dancing to celebrate. In the United States, Germany, France, the United Kingdom, Spain, Australia, and other places, there were also big rallies supporting the US and Israel strike against Iran's dictatorship. Iranians who had escaped overseas even called for a change of government in Iran. Even more meaningful was what happened on March 3rd. Israeli air forces attacked a building in Qom, Iran. At that time, the expert council made up of Iran's religious leaders was holding a meeting to pick a new top leader. This expert council is Iran's religious group. In theory, it has the power to name, watch over, and even remove the top leader. One Israeli defense official said the expert council has 88 members. We do not know yet how many people were in the building when the attack happened, or how many died. But this Israeli airstrike hit the most sensitive power center in Iran. It has huge symbolic meaning and creates strong fear in people's minds. Look, the logic here is very clear. The military strikes went from buildings and places to specific people in the center of power. It is fast, exact, and goes right through. This picture is a cold reminder to any system that relies on holding all the power to feel safe. So right at the same time, the Chinese Communist Party's media machine started repeating the word "the people" very strongly. They are not giving the people their rights. They are getting the people ready to take the risk. There are two parts in the Xi Jinping article that are especially worth noticing. First, it turns war, risk, and cost into the duty of you and me, every person. The article says, every Chinese son and daughter should clearly understand. Stay safe, but do not forget danger. Stay in order, but do not forget chaos. Only by keeping the feeling of pain and getting ready before it rains. On the surface, this sounds like love for the country. But think carefully. Who should keep the feeling of pain? Who should get ready before it rains? When the subject becomes every Chinese son and daughter, it means if trouble comes, let the sons and daughters worry first. If something must be paid, let the sons and daughters pay first. If someone must die, let the sons and daughters die first. Some people ask, aren't all the painful things in China caused by the party? The 3 antis and 5 antis campaigns, the Great Famine, the Cultural Revolution, the one-child policy, the 1989 Tiananmen massacre, the crackdown on Falun Gong, the crackdown on Hong Kong people, the crackdown on Xinjiang and Tibet, letting the virus spread around the world, the extreme zero COVID policy, and the live organ harvesting from people as a resource. Some say that since the Chinese Communist Party took power, its anti-human policies have caused 80 million to 100 million extra deaths that were not normal. Second, and the most strange part, the whole article only talks about the country and the people, and never says the party. In China's political language, the party is the real owner of power. The people are mostly the ones who get told what to do, who get spoken for, and who get used. Now they push the party into the background and lift up the people. This is like building a firewall early. They spread any future risk that might hit the center of power across the whole society in words first. Even more interesting is that Xinhua News almost at the same time put out articles like "All state power belongs to the people," a living example of General Secretary Xi Jinping's big idea of whole process people's democracy. They are setting the mood for the 2 sessions meetings and stressing things like respect the people's creative spirit, gather the people's group wisdom, and wake up the people's huge power. When we put these 2 things together, we see a familiar trick. In normal times, they say the party leads everything. But when outside risks grow and the safety of power gets hit, they suddenly say the country belongs to the people and make the people carry the worry of staying clear-headed in peace. Later, when it is time to blame someone or keep promises, the people quickly turn back into the ones who are managed. One sentence says it all. The pain belongs to you. The power does not belong to you. That is why netizens made sharp jokes. At parades, they use soldiers. In war, they use the people. They only think of the people now. When they eat, drink, and have fun, where were the people? The US Army does not kill the people. The people can sleep and eat as usual. The only ones shaking with fear are those few leaders. As soon as Khamenei falls, the people take his place. This way of spreading democracy is faster than a missile. These words hurt because they tear open the real job of the Chinese Communist Party's people story. It is not treating the people as bosses. It is using the people as a cushion and a shield. If the above is still just talk, then the story of this student abroad is the real-life example that smashes the people story to pieces. In the last 2 days, a video has been spreading online. A Chinese student in Iran with the online name Sanyu said he was robbed and had no food for 37 hours. He was anxious, hungry, and scared. He called the Chinese embassy in Iran again and again for help. When someone finally answered, the reply was, "We do not handle this, and we have no power to give you money." They told him to contact your family yourself. According to Sanyu, after he kept begging, the embassy even blocked his number. "Dear motherland, where are you?" His words are full of tears. It turns out the power of that dark red passport only exists in the movie Wolf Warrior. In real life, it only gets you cold laughter. The story has been shared and talked about a lot on social media and video shows. Please notice the most shocking part. The Chinese embassy gave him the full service of pushing away, refusing, and blocking. First, they throw the problem away, not our job, and no power. Then they throw the risk back to the person, call your family. Finally, they cut off the call with a button. Block. This is the real place of the people in the party country's mouth. When you are really in danger overseas, that dark red passport does not help you. The so-called strong motherland only exists in the hotlines of movies. What is even more funny is that at the same time, Taiwan's foreign ministry openly put out clear help guides for the Middle East trouble. If you have danger or an emergency in Israel, Iran, or other conflict areas, you can call the emergency help number at the Taiwan office in Israel. They also listed other overseas contact numbers. On Taiwan's official consular page, you can also see the explanation and numbers for Overseas Emergency Help Service. Some people online even said that when desperate Chinese people overseas could not get help from the Chinese embassy, they tried calling Taiwan's rescue numbers. Friends, the Chinese embassy's one sentence, "We have no duty," clearly tells the citizens the party government is a tool for control, not a service for the people who pay taxes. They have the duty to watch what students overseas say. They have the duty to do United Front work, but they have no duty to buy you a piece of bread when you are starving. That is why a netizen's sharp words feel so true. When they need us, they call us the people. When they need them, we become migrant workers. It is really funny. An evil government that treats the people the worst still has the word people written all over its body. Things like people's servants, people's liberation army, people's police, people's money, people's communes, people's hospitals, people's courts, people's procuratorates. A netizen asked a good question. In this country, all power is held in the hands of the Communist Party. When has it ever belonged to the people? Another person reminded, Chinese ordinary people do not get excited when you see the word people. This people means the Chinese Communist Party ruling group, not you little citizens, leaks, or human minds. So we come back to the first question. Why is the party missing and the people present in that Jun Zhengping article? Because when the outside world shows it can hit the center of power with precise strikes, the Chinese Communist Party's first reaction is not to think about its power structure. It is to move the risk story somewhere else. Make the people keep the feeling of pain. Make the people stay clear-headed in peace. Make the people carry the feelings and the cost. It wraps the safety of the government as the safety of the country. It spreads the worry of power into worry for everyone. And it tries to hide itself, but real life keeps reminding us. The truly scary thing is exactly the hidden meaning the Chinese Communist Party shows at key moments. You can be called the people. You can also be used as a human shield. But it is very hard for you to become a real person who is treated seriously, helped seriously, and respected seriously. That is all for today's show. Thank you for watching. See you next time.